situation that he's not familiar with in this top 16 so far.
I mean, I guess we'll see how he'll handle the rest of the tournament, though. We are getting through to the much later stages of this dual championship. Let's not forget the Quake World Championships 2017 $1 million tournament. This is pressure unlike anything of the year, but we are going into the game and getting things underway.
So rapha kicking things off with that Sorlag first. I mean, what can be said about this champion that has not already been said or seen? Deadly champion, especially on a map like this one. DaHanG with the Nyx first is going to have a direct answer for the acid spit on reaction, but we may not see it used just yet. DaHanG forced to retreat.
But as a complete analysis, though, rapha with that Sorlag, Anarchy, Nyx, which that's almost like the standard composition right now. I've seen that a lot, but DaHanG on a fight breaking out already, and DaHanG trying to get away, picking up that health to save him. But DaHanG on the flip side, three very fast, arguably the three fastest champions in the game.
And rapha immediately in there with the ambush, but wow, two amazingly placed rockets! You could have almost said DaHanG was in big trouble there, but those two rockets were exactly what he needed to score first blood.
Going back to what rapha said in his little video before, you know, if he decides to all in, it's going to be a practically guaranteed frag for him at the time, and that was definitely an all-in play. But rapha, I don't think he quite counted on walking straight into a 100 damage direct rocket.
Well, I mean, he saw those damage numbers, knowing exactly where DaHanG was likely to be. That's why he actually headed him off by the LG. Just didn't work out, forced onto Anarchy. Normally when Anarchy's the one with the champion lead, he's the one that plays that super defensive game, but DaHanG, he's not going to overextend, does not want to put himself in a position where rapha can take it.
Still, though, DaHanG, a minute and 20 into this, we know he now has that champion lead. He can play as slow as he wants to. rapha with a nice quick turnaround rocket in the air, doing a lot of damage to DaHanG.
The fact that we see a frag so early on, this late in the tournament, players have had an extreme level of passiveness, but it's also very explosive, and wow, just having to go into Ghost Walk to prevent even the chance of a rocket hitting him there. 45 HP, wouldn't have taken much to take him out. Yeah, that Ghost Walk was make or break DaHanG, just using it in time. We saw rapha took him down to about 45 health, no armor. Almost anything will be able to finish him off at that point, but there it is, that's the Ghost Walk, that's the beauty of it. DaHanG, you know, we said his favorite champion was Nyx, and in the hands of a good player, Nyx can be a nightmare. Oh, there's the read. Knowing that rapha was likely to follow, didn't get quite as much damage with the rocket, but oh, rapha with a quick turnaround rail around the corner. I think DaHanG was probably thinking that rapha had long moved on. Wow, that was very clean. DaHanG's now gone on to Slash, BFFs for life, but I mean, really, this is a map that Slash just runs away with.
Literally, this is such a great map for her, just to build up that speed of the plasma trail, maintain the speed with the crouch slide. Really a fast-paced champion is Slash, and then especially when he's up against Anarchy, who knows a thing or two about moving fast.
Well, I feel like DaHanG's entire composition is built around that, right? He's got Nyx, he's got Anarchy, he's got Slash, all three of them together. That is incredibly difficult to pin down.
It's built for aggression, right? It's a team that's great at chasing you down, getting in and out of a fight quickly. We see that sort of almost like hit and run style adapted by a lot of players today.
But hang on,
great
here comes
how you want to.
Betting everything in on that rail, misses a couple though, so DaHanG survives temporarily. Both players quite weak here, but rapha with that heavy armor.
Not too bad. Trading out damage for damage, and rapha's going to end up with the heavy armor. Not too bad for him, but DaHanG getting followed. rapha with a nice rocket just before the mega health can go to the way of DaHanG. rapha seizing the momentum back himself 3 minutes into the first round.
I love how just because that first fight went sour, it hasn't really deterred rapha from being confident. Unfortunately misses that rail, which would have been very important, just catching DaHanG fresh off the spawn. Taking minimal damage himself, really can still go in for this fight. The rockets are going to exchange the Anarchy mirror match. Who's going to come off better in this situation? The ejection gets used, but it doesn't matter.
That's going to be a crucial round for rapha. Again, after losing his first champion relatively early on, you said earlier on, composure. We've seen rapha just today alone, and even sort of towards the later hours of yesterday, rapha really has been put through a bit of a gauntlet so far in some of his opponents, and just how close some of his matches have come down to.
I feel like the same can be said about everyone that is still in this tournament. This top 16 was one of the most stacked brackets we have ever seen.
It's been a complete bloodbath from start to finish, and it's not looking like it's going to be changing anytime soon. Although go DaHanG with a Bravey, doesn't actually get hit by any of the acid in the air. rapha misses it, and it's probably going to go down. Yes, again, DaHanG's going to take the first frag of the round.
That was a fantastic fight. I mean, he really just went into the belly of the beast there, straight in for the jump pad, catching amazing trail of LG, knowing that Sorlag was going to be tanky, was going to have the acid spit ready, but just amazing dodging in the air.
Still, though, DaHanG left with just 7 HP. I don't think rapha was quite ready for just how low DaHanG was, unless rapha just wanted to completely bypass it and go for the mega health.
That's one thing, even if you don't score a frag, just being able to sort of guarantee an item by them being a bit too far away or a bit too weak to fight for it, that's going to be a win in itself.
Well, also, if he manages to keep DaHanG on low health, low armor, it's going to kind of really slow him down. What is quite a fast-paced, aggressive composition of these three champions. If you keep him on low health, then these engagements are going to have to be so dangerous for him. Still, though, rapha behind 2 champions to 3. Uh-oh. No, doesn't commit to it. That could have been dangerous. But DaHanG, exercising caution instead, picks up the mega health.
Now with that heavy armor spawning as well. This does likely mean that those two pickups are going to have slightly different respawn times to one another. It's not going to be one of those kind of trade situations where they go back and forth and just take one each.
Oh, Rapha just went straight through. We can see DaHanG doesn't quite have his Ghost Walk available. So Rapha, if he takes a fight soon, only just back up thanks to the Hourglasses, pops it just in time in exchange for that injection. Oh, what a rail.
That was a clean rail, but he's still got a little bit of extra work to do. Rapha's trying to fight back, but he can't. DaHanG with another rocket. Rapha forced down to his last champion, the Nyx mirror match.
Still though, DaHanG we can see down here trying to get hold of the heavy armor. Rapha here trying to stop him. It has respawned and it has gone the way of DaHanG. Rapha gonna have Ghost Walk, but almost no weapons. He has only just respawned. Probably has a rail, but I'm not quite sure what else he has.
Yeah, he had to get a read on where he's going to reappear there, and Rapha just went the exact right place. He had to go. Oh! Very surprised to see that one miss, that point-blank rail, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Unfortunately, even though he landed the rail, he was out of action just long enough for that lightning gun to finish the job.
Strong round from DaHanG, all done with Nyx too. That one champion win and tying things up 1 round apiece. I mean, I kind of expect this back and forth is going to be exactly what we see for the entirety of this set. These are two players, they know exactly how each other plays, they have years of experience with each other. And again, if we're going to be trading round for round, we'll probably find ourselves in a last map, last round situation at this rate.
I mean, this late in the tournament is where you expect things to be as close as they are. Rapha being really hyper-aggressive, but he's got to be careful.
Oh, he has got the lightning gun. Ghost Walk is popped out. Rapha, because he has quite a lot of health left, trying to stock himself back up. Oh, misses a rail. That could have been crucial. Ah, that one missed rail from Rapha. Hang on. Oh, there's the health. Yeah, enough to keep him alive. That one missed rail from Rapha, unfortunately, leaving DaHanG alive.
Fortunately near the health as well. The acid ticking down almost caused a trade situation, but not quite.
Still, though, we saw how much damage DaHanG was able to do last time. Oh, runs around with the gauntlet, but there we go. Look at the end, the Rapha from below.
I mean, just guaranteed in that stage. He's been knocked so high up into the air, can't really do a huge amount to adjust where he is, and that's a guaranteed rail. Rapha being hyper-aggressive, forcing out the plasma trail. Doesn't matter too much, a free frag, and he's just going to wait for the explosion, safely move out of there.
That's going to put DaHanG on Anarchy last. Usually we don't see Anarchy put as the last pick. Usually you really want to sort of snowball up those injections, get as much health as possible, but it can work regardless. DaHanG now still has that last champion, Anarchy. We've seen plenty of damage done.
It definitely is the signs of two players that are familiar with one another. Like, one thing about the way DaHanG has been playing, he has been not just hyper-aggressive, I think, but confident in a situation where he'll use the next Ghost Walk, and, you know, you might expect him to use that opportunity to retreat or to gain distance or whatever. He'll just stay true to his guns. He just stands there and accepts the fight. He's not going to run away. He is confident he can take the frag. And in this round, he's been on the money most of the time, but on the back foot.
Oh, he has lost everything but Anarchy. Rapha still with his Anarchy and the Nyx if this doesn't go right, but you can see Rapha, little tiny bit of stack, but Mega Health about to spawn.
That Mega with the heavy. That is one healthy Anarchy right now.
But that's the thing though, Rapha, look how much stock he is. Oh, so much trading damage in the air. Rapha gonna be able to eject himself, get back up to full health again. But fully locked and loaded, every single weapon he has. And armor too, Rapha. I mean, only 2 minutes into this round too. It's only been 2 minutes out of 5. I think this is kind of a precedent to maybe how fast these rounds could go down.
Sometimes there's a change of pace from what we have been seeing today, but not with these two guys.
Ooh, a little bit of damage coming through DaHanG. Probably going to be getting the best of this trade. Rapha, though, being able to pick up the Mega Health before, so not so bad. Injection is back as well.
Combination with the injection and the Mega Health, I mean, that's a great situation to be with Anarchy. Here comes that heavy. DaHanG's trying to sort of catch him there, but
DaHanG was trying his best to sort of zone him away with the damage, and even though Rapha able to pick it up, still very low on health, but plenty of armor, at least to sponge some damage. Is he going to be able to win this 1v1?
Use the injection, so I mean, it's going to be a long time before he's got that available, but with minimal armor, even with that.
Almost traded out to the exact same health as well between the two of them. I mean, this really is a match of just two people that know exactly what they should be doing against each other. They don't overcommit, they don't hang around too long if they don't need to, but now at this point, Rapha can afford to do that a little bit more. He has that advantage, 2 champions for 1. Now past the 3-minute mark. Oh, just missing a rail.
Now I think because those 2 rails missed, there really wasn't much to keep them both fighting. Here comes the LG. They're going to trade it back and forth. This is so close to cool, but DaHanG with the frag. There we go.
24 health alive as well. Rapha still has Nyx, but just in time for the Mega Health, but takes the fight straight away. DaHanG bringing it to Rapha, forced to Ghost Walk, very low on life.
But he's reappearing on him. No, you're so brave. He opted to reappear and bank it on the rail. If that missed, he was absolutely dead.
But if he hit the rail, this would be over. The round would be done, but Rapha unfortunately missing another rail.
The important thing was that he got out of that alive. I think that really is what Rapha can take away from that exchange. He does live to fight another day, but how long? He's not going to have Ghost Walk right here, but DaHanG took a fair amount of damage himself.
Considering how close DaHanG was when he took those rockets, I'm surprised Rapha survived. Still though, Rapha able to
just
bring
look at
himself
that
together.
Look at that health difference. It's a long time before Mega. I mean, 8 seconds until heavy armor, and at this health, it's a massive risk to try and fight for that one. But he's going in for it anyway.
Oh, the Ghost Walk just in time again. Rapha alive with a slither of health, desperately clinging to this round. 45 seconds away from overtime as well, but Rapha goes down in the end. DaHanG reading exactly where Rapha is likely to get away.
He survived for quite a while with that really, really unbelievably low health. I mean, I'm surprised he survived as long as he did, but Rapha finds a way. I mean, that almost started off an amazing play where he was almost dead, but he must have just banked that DaHanG is not going to be ready for me to reappear here. I'm going to reappear, tag him with the rail, free round. It didn't quite work out, but he got away with it. You know, he almost managed to get the round on that.
It's important, though, that Rapha is showing he's willing to make those kind of plays because it's going to keep DaHanG on his toes. We can see Rapha down here just waiting out what's going to happen here. Both players being very cautious. Hang on, no, Rapha, out of nowhere.
Sorlag, I mean, she's a hunter, right? She's going to just sit up there and wait for her prey to come along.
Well, there's the Ghost Walk popped. DaHanG would have taken so much damage from below if he didn't do that. 40 seconds, though, not going to be up for quite some time.
No one likes getting hit in the backside by an LG on a jump pad. One of the worst ways to go out.
So Rapha going to chase this down. Oh, what a rail, 3 HP, but just in time to back the mega health. DaHanG still alive, despite eating that rail that almost ended his life.
Rapha is significantly healthier right here, and he's still being really aggressive. They're going to trade the lightning gun, but really, Sorlag just has way more health. Rapha's going to take that one quite comfortably.
We've seen that quite often, though, when you have a squishy champion like Nyx with just not a lot of total health. Hang on, Rapha. Oh, the suicide with the nail. Acid and nails. That's a violent way to go out.
I mean, that did a lot of damage, but it did just as much damage to DaHanG, really, in that exchange. He's down to Anarchy, but we've seen what Sorlag does to Anarchy between a rock and a hard place. That is not a situation that you want.
Oh, Rapha caught by DaHanG on the way down. DaHanG going to be able to secure that heavy armor. But you said it before, right? DaHanG really choosing these like hyper-aggressive plays. All he had in that situation was a nail gun, and he got so close to taking Rapha down, but a little bit of self-damage forced him down into Anarchy again. But Rapha with another amazing rail across the map.
He really has been surgical with these rails in this round. Almost every single one has landed, and they have been unbelievably important rails to land to boot. Forced to use the acid. It hasn't landed, so it's not going to be any damage over time. Can't quite see him on the map, and it's going to be down for quite a while too. DaHanG's going to be aware of that.
Heavy armor up to DaHanG there, ready and waiting straight away. Rapha, they try and bring himself some armor up. Still though, this is going to be a stacked Anarchy at this rate. Mega health up. DaHanG gets that too.
Rapha's going to have the advantage in this situation. If he doesn't score the frag here, even if he forces DaHanG to run away, which, hang on a minute, I think he's going to be quite aggressive. He's going to be well aware of how much health difference he has.
You see Rapha threw a couple of rockets there just in case he came out of the teleporter, but as soon as he decided to go back, that's when DaHanG came out. Lots of damage coming through. Rapha misses the acid, but still alive. Heavy armor, but only has 5 health.
But hang on, he's forced the injection, but no armor. DaHanG still can't tank those rails.
That was a dangerous situation. Rapha had all the armor in the world, but only 5 health, whereas DaHanG almost going down there. Rapha, 1 frag away from evening things out, 2 rounds apiece, but DaHanG, we know, just be careful. It is just Anarchy, and we've seen how fast Sorlag can just melt you down with acid point blank.
That's what these players are going to do at this level. We're so far into the tournament, they're just going to do the maths. If they calculate the numbers, they know how much damage they've done. They'll know exactly if they can fight or not. Speaking of which, the fight for heavy armor. Rapha still unbelievably healthy. DaHanG's got to be so careful here. He really can't afford to take even the smallest hit. Running away, but with no armor, and Rapha's rails being as on point as they have been, he still has to be so careful.
Either of those last 2 rails from Rapha would have done it, but we see DaHanG taking the fight again, running back as far as he can. DaHanG took the fight, he took a shot, but made sure to get out of there before Rapha could retaliate.
He's really not letting himself get bullied, and I think that's very important, is to make sure that Rapha isn't able to just kind of run around, stack up, keep DaHanG on the back foot. DaHanG without the champion advantage too. I mean, he kind of has to make something happen here.
Well, I don't want to make it sound like Rapha's just, you know, missing rails as like a completely just on him. It is DaHanG. His juking and his dodging abilities have actually been ridiculous so far. I know Anarchy's a great champion for that, but if you really know how to just make the most and make yourself as slippery of a target as possible, DaHanG is clearly showing that right now.
In this situation, Rapha just does seem like he's in the lead.
Still though, 3 minutes 40 seconds, the 1 minute warning, few seconds away, 10 seconds away or so from coming back up, and there's the acid. He knows DaHanG one on there. Oh, but is he chasing him down? No. Took a rail from behind, I think.
It's going to be a bit risky. DaHanG can't really surprise him as long as he's taking that acid tick, because you're just going to see the numbers through the map.
All right, we have 60 seconds left to find out what's going to happen here. 1 minute warning, Rapha with the lead. DaHanG has the injection, but knows he has to be careful running away. Oh, what a rail!
Has to get a couple more of those and he's going to be in the money. I like the fact that he didn't use his injection early. Didn't really deem it necessary just yet. So he's got that escape.
It didn't really look like rapha was fighting there. Rapha was just looking for a way out of that fight, I think, and was able to get away with his life. And the Mega Health again going the way of DaHanG, but 40 seconds. He can stack up as much as he wants, but it's going to be difficult. He is down 2 champions.
Well, you just said it, right? I mean, why does rapha even need to go for a frag at this stage? At the end of the day, he wants the win. He doesn't need to get a frag here to get the win. He just has to survive for 30 seconds. Make that 25. I mean, this is a very quick countdown so far. DaHanG with plenty of work to do. Needs to not only just get Sorlag, but take out the next champion. I don't think he has time.
On the topic of the next champion, 15 seconds left to go, and rapha still has Nyx available. He can delay that respawn, go for the Ghost Walk, and that's just eating up precious seconds. At this point, I think it's safe to say rapha's going to be taking this round and evening things out 2 rounds apiece.
This is very much what we expected to see, right? I mean, these guys, they are so talented at the game. They do play together often. And really, at this stage of the tournament, every single match that we have had so far has been super close. I mean, the match we just saw between Avec and Vu was a real sort of surprised this guy hasn't given us a heart attack already with his close games. But that's even the nature of this tournament so far.
Even early in the day, when we saw the initial bracket of the round of 16, that was 16 people that potentially could be, you know, on face value alone, a champion of this game this year. There have been so much talent from literally all across the globe here today, all playing out, but later stages, right, we're sifting through to the absolute cream of the crop, but 2 rounds apiece. 1 left to go for just the first map as well. This is just map 1.
rapha was just laying that trap, but DaHanG just so happened to go right instead of left. If he went that way, I think rapha definitely would have ambushed him with that close range acid. Even though he has the Ghost Walk, would have forced the ability away. Would have been very important.
Heavy armor though. You can see rapha on Sorlag again, DaHanG once again on this Nyx. Interesting matchup, we know it can go either way. DaHanG has been incredible on this champion all day. Ooh, rapha taking a lot of his armor down, but able to secure the Mega Health in the process. He's running away, trying to bring himself some armor. Yes, he does.
But the difference of health and armor, if Sorlag just has that stack ready to go on health, I mean, a lack of armor doesn't even matter too much if you're against a small champion like Nyx.
And look at this patience, this slow pace. This is such a back and forth match. Oh, ever so slightly off the mark, and that one too. rapha missing as well, both players ever so slightly not where it needs to be.
I definitely wouldn't say it's a matter of nerves either. I think it's just a matter of just how well these players are positioning themselves.
Oh yeah, definitely. These are 2 players with a lot of experience on like this exact kind of stage, right? rapha is a world champion in Quake. He knows what it is to play at this scale. But you know, new game, new year, Quake champions. This is the first time these guys would have experienced this game in this exact setting. Well, rapha jumping over the wall, but eats a lot of lightning gun damage.
Oh,
There's
no!
the acid. This point going to trade out. No! The Ghost Walk keeps DaHanG alive within a brink of death.
And he just went the right way too. rapha tried to get a read on where he thought DaHanG was going to retreat to, just what didn't happen to be over there, but just look at that divide between health. rapha is way more prepared for a fight at this point.
I can imagine it's so intimidating to be at the receiving end of that Sorlag though, even if you are as accurate as we saw DaHanG was just now, tracking with that LG till the cows come home. I mean, still alive. That is just how much life Sorlag has.
That's why Nyx doesn't have the hardest time against Sorlag. If he was any other champion, he would have gone down. Hang on a minute. A nice amount of damage on the Super Nail Gun, forcing into the Ghost Walk. He can ambush rapha if he wants, but I love that. The tactical vomit, just in case he managed to tread a foot there. They exchange ability for ability. Both weak.
I actually love DaHanG's use of the nail gun though. It's not the first time this map we've seen him go for nail gun in like a point blank situation where he knows against a big target like Sorlag, he is likely to hit the majority of them. Obviously the nail gun being quite a tricky weapon to guarantee shots on. If you are close enough, you're not really gonna be missing, and DaHanG has been using it perfectly.
Oh, we know he's got rapha on the back foot. Tries to use the teleporter. Can DaHanG secure the kill?
Oh, he sees him here. That's probably a guaranteed death for rapha. DaHanG is using this aggressively.
Oh! I mean, this is going to be a bit of a miracle if he gets this one. rapha is so unbelievably weak.
rapha is solo, but then again, this is Nyx. rapha can easily turn the tide.
He has conceded the heavy armor, though. That's going to be a bit of a problem. rapha's still alive, and his ability to just survive in these last-minute exchanges has been so impressive. Oh, no. Speaking of which, doesn't quite survive that one. DaHanG chasing him down, finally secures it. That was a lot of work just for one frag,
I mean,
though.
it was a really important frag too.
Oh, wow.
And again, rapha already getting hit by the rail. I love the way DaHanG is just constantly looking to fight rapha. If he knows rapha has survived with like a little bit of health, DaHanG doesn't seem content on letting him stack up again. There's the Ghost Walk again popped. DaHanG left alive. His usage, oh, hang on a minute.
I mean, that's exactly what you said, right? If he knows that rapha is on the back foot, he does not let him get away with his life. He's going to chase it down, he's going to secure the frag, and Nyx is such a wonder champion for doing that, because you can weaken someone, going for the Ghost Walk. They have no way of knowing when or where you're going to reappear, and in many ways, it's uncontested damage. If they can't see you, how can you dodge something that you can't see?
Oh, there we go, another one of these 1v1s coming down with the LG. Ghost Walk popped. DaHanG gets that rapha, reappears.
Oh no, this is looking really bad for rapha, and there we go, DaHanG with the turnaround. What an impressive showing, but that was a close map indeed.
It was, and that's going to look good for him. DaHanG pulling off ahead, one map up. This is, let's not forget, single elimination action now later into the Quake World Championships. The loser of this series will be eliminated from the tournament. That is pressure unlike anything these guys would have played through this year in this game.
Well, no, it was mentioned on the analyst test, right, that DaHanG is going to have to be confident with his ability to hit rails if he's going Sarnath
That
into
has
rapha.
not been a problem.
But we just saw exactly why he picked the map, right? It's a very bold play. You can clearly see that DaHanG is not phased by his opponent being rapha. But on the flip side, rapha is playing really well himself. But really there, DaHanG, that bully with the railgun, I mean, he really sort of prevented rapha from getting anything going, especially in those later rounds.
I mean, the railgun just really is one of those weapons that when someone's having a bad game with a railgun, it can seem very unreliable. But if you just have that surgical, like, precision accuracy, it can be the game changer. I mean, shots just like that, right? That's Anarchy is not a big target. And that's like a weird angle. It's from below shooting to up. There's all sorts of stuff to potentially get in the way. But seeing that magical moment, that magical opportunity to just nail that damage, and it can just be absolutely game-changing.
Kind of funny, really. DaHanG's in a situation where if he wins this next map, he's going to be moving on. And really, this is a battle of also finding out who is the best Quake Champions player in America as well. I mean, this really is the two best in this part of the world going head-to-head. Whoever's going to win this, they really will take that title.
Well, we were chatting backstage about this earlier, this potential matchup. And, you know, as far as I understand, this usually is a win for rapha. These guys have played together multiple times in tournament, and rapha usually comes off ahead with the win. This is a new game, though. New Quake. Could this be the start of a new chapter in the book of rapha versus DaHanG? Well, but DaHanG takes the win.
They're going to get... This match is about to get really classic. You've got these two players that go way back. They're playing on this classic map. This could be the final map. And the team comp looks to be very, very similar. rapha, though, instead of going with Anarchy, he's gone for Ranger.
That's actually happened to both of them. They've both foregone Anarchy and gone for Ranger instead, but we've seen that Ranger can be just lethal on this map with that just colossal mobility and the options. It can be insane. But, I mean, I think Ranger, he's one of those, like, quintessential, like, I don't want to say default champions, because he is interesting enough by himself, but he is deceivingly technical. The Dire Orb giving him some of the highest versatility in the game for just so many different reasons, but it's quite hard to properly utilize what you can do him for. And the big thing there is that comeback potential, that almost like, you know, hidden tool up his sleeve in the telefrags. It's so difficult to guarantee one of those telefrags with the Dire Orb, but if you can do it, it can turn the tide of any fight in literally the blink of an eye.
Well, here we go. This could potentially be the final map. It's going to be Blood Covenant, DaHanG versus rapha. rapha is currently one map down, but that first map was unbelievably close. They take the fight immediately.
New map, same start. It's going to be DaHanG on that Nyx that he's been lethal on, but rapha in this Sorlag as well. rapha has been looking to take these early fights as much as possible, but Blood Covenant, it can be quite hard to chase down certain champions here, and Nyx really just thrives on this map. DaHanG forced to run away from this engagement, it seems. Oh no, but there's the read from rapha, and DaHanG immediately doubles back into the teleporter.
Don't blame
nothing
him.
To deal with that fight.
Do not blame him for that one, but rapha's going to know just how much of the divide the health and armor is. Like, DaHanG is so weak, and he remains to be so weak. The surprise from behind, forcing the Ghost Walk. rapha has to get a read. Where is he going to go?
But there's so many options for where Nyx can go, especially in that section of the map.
Especially on this map in general, I suppose. Oh, if he just looked for half a second longer, he probably would have caught him.
Still though, tank indeed is the perfect way to sum up Sorlag in this current moment. Look how healthy. Took a rail, doesn't matter. Look at how much health he still has.
That was probably one of the most clutch ledge grabs I think I've ever seen. If he didn't do that, that would have been a free rail. 2 in a row.
Still though, trying to be as quiet as possible, it seems. Ooh, ever so slightly not hitting. There's a rail again. DaHanG has been so accurate on these rails, but this is Sorlag. There's a fight breaking down on the bottom. Lots of damage being traded out.
But DaHanG, he still doesn't want to be point blank. He's still trying to take the fight. Doesn't quite manage to hit the acid. And even then, uses the Ghost Walk to undo the ticking damage over time. rapha still alive somehow. I mean, there were so many rockets going his way.
Still though, 75 HP. He's still one rail away from death. He has to try and stock himself up. And DaHanG, we can see, has just taken the heavy armor. And he took the mega health beforehand. So DaHanG in control of these big power-ups. Ooh! Oh, he is going to connect the rail anyway. thought for sure that was going to be a disastrous situation for rapha, but able to fire some nails to really deter DaHanG from sticking around.
But as dangerous as Sorlag is in the game, I feel like with DaHanG's rail being as on point as it has been this entire series, he's against Sorlag, and she is one of the biggest champions when it comes to just a general hitbox. She's one of the easiest champions to hit with that railgun, and it's a great combination if you're going to be talented with the rail like DaHanG is.
Still though, heavy armor now going to go the way of DaHanG again. So DaHanG really is just in control of who's going here. Oh, a nice rail coming out from rapha. I mean, both players really have just been on point with these rails now.
That rocket actually knocking rapha into the doorway, wasn't quite able to go as far forward as he wanted to.
And they both had a little bit of a slow start early on, but still, I mean, that they are content just taking these fights every time.
It's absolutely a game of cat and mouse. When you watch these guys play, it's, I'm going to chase you at all time if I think you're weak. But on the flip side, if I'm weak, you're going to chase me until I'm dead. I mean, it's just a constant theme that has happened from both these maps. Doesn't want to overextend rapha, kind of just checking that rail just in case, but doesn't even stick his hitbox to that wall there.
And again, going back to this neutral, I mean, it's a very hit-and-run style that both players are actually going for, especially like on this map. Maybe not so much on Ruins, but here specifically, they're just taking any damage they can from a distance, but no one's really continuing the aggression, right? They're knowing how much damage they've done, they're just going to take what they can.
Well, as long as the health difference is the way it is, rapha's going to comfortably control this map. He's had control over most of the items so far, making that run all the way down to heavy. I think that's actually using that as an opportunity to not really overcharge, but just get some of the default health and armor. Just put yourself back up to regular.
Well, you do have to be careful when you're playing someone like Nyx up against Sorlag. Oh, hang on, straight through. Ghost walk pop to DaHanG, trying to get as much distance as possible. I can't really blame him.
If that rail connected, that would have been disaster, but DaHanG living to fight another day.
Again, that comes down to the versatility of the Ghost Walk. We've seen DaHanG almost like use it as that assassination where you just get as close as possible, but in that sort of situation, definitely not. That is an escape tool through and through to let him live to fight the next match.
4 minutes in, basically, and not one frag just yet.
Probably going to be a one frag round here. I'd be very surprised if we don't see it go to overtime with how it's gone, but rapha deciding at the last minute not to take the jump pad, but takes damage anyway. Wow, rapha takes him down immediately out of completely nowhere.
In some ways, it was it's always a massive risk going up a jump pad when you know the opponent's lying in wait, but rapha just knew. He said it himself, if he knows the kill is going to be basically guaranteed, he'll pursue it. And he just went straight first, head on, knowing he had more health and more armor, and just melted the health away, unaware that the Ghost Walk wasn't available.
There's actually a really nice shot on that rail.
Oh, speaking of which,
on Slash.
2 amazing shots in a row. None other than rapha. I mean, not surprised at all that he's playing this well. He's been on the back foot before. He did fight Razy a few sets ago, and that was absolute last minute. He made the recovery. Looking to do the same thing right now, but DaHanG survives barely.
That's actually one of my favorite plays to watch, is rocket jump into the path of where you think the enemy's going to go into a frag. And we so nearly saw it. Hang on, got him below. That's probably going to be a dead DaHanG. The acid didn't actually quite connect. I thought for sure some of it hit in midair, but regardless, I don't think it'll matter. There we go, rapha getting that frag has secured the round. 5 seconds left to go before overtime. I don't think DaHanG can take down 2 champions in 1 second. That's going to be it. Actually, look, he got hit by the dire orb just before anyway.
I think he maybe actually got a telefrag right before that round. The look of rapha's face right there, but realistically, what we're looking right now is the fact that Sorlag has been such a dangerous champion throughout this entire tournament, not just in, you know, this top 16, but the entire top 32 within the World Championships. But what DaHanG is doing an amazing job of is just playing around how effective Sorlag is, and constantly rapha does like to go Sorlag first as well. He's just staying just out of range, dancing around, no matter what champion he has access to, he's making sure that he does not put himself in danger of that spit.
But it's not really been the spit that's been making the difference. I think it is just that natural health and armor value that Sorlag brings to the table. I mean, let's just compare for a second, 150, 100 to what Nyx brings. That is significantly a huge difference for Sorlag. That's not even taking into account when you overstack with the health and armor.
Pretty much double health, really. But
double the health, double the work, especially in these point-blank engagements.
DaHanG up to the challenge. He's hit so many of these shots already.
I mean, he is up a map, is he not? That's
completely
really how it's going for him.
rapha up 1 round in the Blood Covenant.
Oh, that Ghost Walk. That looked for sure it was going to be a direct. Oh, not so slightly connecting. That one will, though.
I like the fact that rapha was waiting a split second, trying to get a couple of rails first, and then picks up the Mega, but decides to take it at the last minute. Not taking it too early. I mean, if you take the Mega and then immediately get railed, you've kind of undone the damage that you've just taken, so well worth waiting a little bit.
Still, though, we saw that rapha was the one to pick up both the heavy armor and the Mega health, so he's going to be having the exact timers. Heavy armor to Mega health could be soon to follow.
Here's the thing about those 2 power-ups. The respawn time of those 2 items is drastically different. You know, well over 20 seconds separating the 2 of them. Here comes DaHanG trying to secure the Mega. Wants to try and get out of there. Really doesn't want to take too many hits in this situation, but doing a great job of actually railing Rapha on the flip side.
Rapha, though, recognizing just how little health he had left, opts to go away, trying to build himself back up again.
Here comes the heavy. I wonder if Rapha's going to try and fight for it.
That was a really nice shot, though, on DaHanG as he came down. It really had to force DaHanG away. From that situation, I would be sure to see DaHanG chase it, but can't risk it. If you have a rail worth of death against Rapha waiting in the mist.
You never want to challenge Rapha's rail. I mean, DaHanG as well, I know, but if they have a chance to take the shot, you kind of have to assume that they're going to hit it. Speaking of which, 2 chunky rockets right there. DaHanG in danger again.
It has put DaHanG in a low situation, but still, Rapha now getting the mega health. Again, every time they trade out these engagements and Rapha ends it with more health, he's basically going to be coming off positive there.
Look at that acid spit. I would be worried.
This map has been such a dramatic change of pace, though. We saw on Ruins, which is very big and open map.
Shot. Absolutely amazing shot there by Rapha.
But now, you know, both rounds here have been very slow pace for the first couple of minutes.
I think it's just a change of pace on the map itself, really.
Oh, this could be a big adjustment from Rapha. You know, we're seeing a lot of Rapha's perspective, but he really is kind of controlling what's going on. He always has more health. He always has more resources.
Hang on, here comes DaHanG, just behind. Oh, now the ambush by... Yeah, there's no way he's going to survive that one. That was just demolition.
That is also one of the hands down worst experiences to be stuck in this game. Just point blank to a Sorlag with acid ready to go and either a rocket or an LG or anything that can just delete health from point blank. Sorlag does it best.
I want to say, DaHanG did a fantastic job of undoing all of that health and armor right there. I know he almost went down himself, but his accuracy and confidence on that bridge was superb.
It has actually got him the mega health too, so DaHanG, even though he is down a champion, now we have a Slash with stacked health.
Fresh off the respawn as well, like not messing around at all. Now he's guaranteed himself the rail. He's got all 3 of those magical weapons that he needs.
Heavy armor up any second too. DaHanG, if he can secure this, could put himself in a great situation to deal with Sorlag. The more health and armor you can have when you're up against this scary creature.
Trying to be really careful, but really DaHanG has got to get something going there. Trying to fight, and he's actually doing a fantastic job. He knows Rapha's going to be weak. He's pressing the advantage, goes in with the LG, and now they made it even once more. A fantastically executed kill there.
I mean, DaHanG had his back against the wall, but he was fighting out of that situation. Rapha taking a lot of damage on the way in. Oh, but he sticks around. Ghostwalk pops very late, but look at how close he was to death.
Yeah, neither player trying to fight that one. And Rapha actually had the gauntlet in hand too, maybe just in case he went around the corner, but either way, Rapha, he's done such an amazing job of surviving these exchanges, and he's doing the same thing again.
About 40 seconds away from our 1-minute warning, though. Getting very close to potentially the end of this round, even on champions, but Rapha very low on health and armor in comparison.
Don't think it was... Wow, I mean, he just wasn't looking in that direction. Probably the last place he was expecting DaHanG to slide around, but Slash with that insane mobility, she does navigate this map basically better than any champion in the game. An amazing rail! Rapha, he has to get something going, but with 20 seconds left and that little health, is it possible?
It was a charged rail, no less, 15 seconds left to go. Oh, he's getting chased, but there we go, the return frag turns around, fires rocket instantly and takes a round, returning it to Rapha.
I respect the die roll attempt. Like, I really, really respect the telefrag, because we said earlier on, right, it's a comeback mechanic. When you have that much health down and they have loads of stack, if you hit them with a die orb, their health and your health no longer matters. That is an instant kill, and it would have put him back in the fight.
Evening things out, though, is DaHanG. He is up a map, so much less work to do in this situation than Rapha, but Rapha has come back from worse today alone, especially in this game. Let's not forget his set against Razy earlier on was so close, but it was able to clutch it out.
That was an insane set. Caught him mid-double jump there, so that's going to be some free LG. I like that with Rapha actually using the fact that DaHanG is completely incapable of firing because he's in the Ghost Walk, using that as a chance to just grab a free rail. DaHanG can't challenge that at all.
And if he did, you know, I think Rapha would have realized how little health and armor DaHanG would have had at the time he went for the Ghost Walk. He was in the air after getting hit by a ton of lightning gun.
Oh, he's heard him. Knows he's directly above, and a nice little combo there, taking out some of that health.
Still though, Sorlag is Sorlag, even after taking all that damage, still very healthy and ready to fight.
You can hit Sorlag with 2 rails and she'll still try and fight you. I mean, that's just the way this champion is.
All only get ever so slightly out of range, but that's going to connect. One more rail will take out next from DaHanG. More rockets coming through too. Oh, acid as well. Rapha throwing everything he can at DaHanG.
That was really well played by Rapha. He knew that he was going to be able to get towards that Mega. If DaHanG tried to fight for the Mega, he would have gone down. But hang on, DaHanG survives. This is a crazy exchange, and the rocket connects. Rapha finally secures that frag, but hard fought by DaHanG. He definitely could have taken that one.
I mean, DaHanG, I genuinely thought he was going to be able to win that exchange. He put out so much damage, but Rapha flinging everything possible in his direction is able to take the frag anyway. DaHanG now put onto Slash.
A couple of really chunky rockets tries to go in for the plasma trail, but stuck in the air. You can even see the trail of just how DaHanG got stuck up there for quite a while. A little bit of free rocket damage. Has got the Mega now, but Rapha with 100 health and the armor that he's inevitably going to collect. Now he's in trouble. Here comes the rail. Wow, misses one. Doesn't miss the final one though. DaHanG with the trade out there.
Yeah, there was no way that little armor pickup was going to be enough to survive that. DaHanG, and he can take out that Sorlag, and Rapha put onto Nyx. Nyx versus Slash again. There's going to be that high velocity, fast-paced matchup. Especially now Plasma Trail is ready to go again, but Rapha catches him on the way. Oh no, he's in the middle of it.
He has to absolutely get out of there. Only needs a little bit of LG, and wow, that clutch rail at the last minute. Confidence. If that rail missed, he was done for good.
But that's what it boiled down to. If that rail didn't connect, Rapha would have easily been able to finish him off, but DaHanG making these shots count when he desperately needs to.
And he got an amazing spawn on Rapha. Just again, absolute confidence, and just like that, DaHanG on the verge of taking the whole series.
This is so close now. 1 round away from eliminating Rapha. Quake World Champion here in Quake Champions today. 1 round separating them. Can Rapha make the return? That is the question.
I mean, many players out there have expected Rapha to be in Grand Finals. If DaHanG, I mean, DaHanG himself is an amazing player, but Rapha not being in Grand Finals by many accounts would be considered an upset, but a 2-0 as well?
DaHanG playing out of his mind. What can I say? He's just looking supremely clean. I mean, it really is coming down to hitting very difficult rail shots in risky situations that if he misses them, he's dead. If he connects them, he wins the round. And he is connecting them time after time after time.
It's a level of clutch that you expect at the Quake World Championships this far in the bracket. I mean, there's so much money to play for, but not just money here. The title of strongest American player. Both of these players want that mantle.
Still, though, let's not talk like it's over. Even though there is
completely.
1 round left to go, match point for DaHanG. Rapha is more than capable of making this comeback.
I mean, if there's one player you don't count out, it's going to be Rapha, especially with rockets like that, finishing off with another bold rail. And both players, they go to that rail when they know it's guaranteed. They take the risk, but they're not afraid to execute. And hang on a minute, catches amazing spawn, stuck on the jump pad, gets another rail. Rapha back on the board already. 1 minute, 2 frags.
I can't believe it. 1 minute, and Rapha's almost already won the round to even things out. 2 rounds apiece. Rapha switched something on in his head, and now we are working towards the tie.
Well, he did just say if there's one player that you really can't count out, it's going to be Rapha.
Nothing like the verge of elimination to wake someone up.
Can make the comeback with Ranger though. I mean, many times. The Dire Orb, that really is the starter.
I also like how that sequence panned out though. It was a great first frag by Rapha, down to just some really nice shots, just like that one. Oh my lord. But then also being aggressive, catching DaHanG on that respawn and just forcing that fight as soon as he can, chasing down a plasma trailing Slash. I mean, that's difficult. That is supreme confidence to be able to chase down someone that fast.
Now Rapha with the Mega, but the heavy armor going to DaHanG.
And
So many shots. These rails are so important because even if they don't secure the frag, it's going to keep DaHanG from being able to press the advantage the way he needs to make a comeback. He's going to be consistently behind. And as long as Rapha has the champion advantage, he needs DaHanG to be behind at all times.
So the Mega Health not going to be up for a while yet. DaHanG up there, maybe preemptively looking for, or at least maybe trying to get a frag here on Rapha. Acid coming through, maybe just to zone out. Has to be really careful to walk through this. Mega Health probably going to go the way of Rapha here. Yes, it does.
I wonder if DaHanG's going to try and take this fight. He's been hit by 1 rail. I mean, he really has to try and get out of there, uses the Dire Orb to escape, and right before he detonates it, tries to get 1 last-minute rail. I mean, just little details like that are really what separate these players from the rest.
Still though, that Dire Orb, even though he stayed for that fight, was able to get enough distance. Hang on though, there we go, an easy frag for Rapha, catching DaHanG again, tying things up. It is not over yet. Rapha tying things up 2 rounds apiece.
It's still going to be match point for DaHanG, but Rapha just needs 1 more round. He's going to tie this up 1-1. If there's one player that can do it, it's going to be Rapha in this situation. Spin on the back foot. Absolutely.
I mean, it's so hard to call what potentially could happen here, though. DaHanG 1 round away from eliminating Rapha from the Quake World Championships, but Rapha 1 round away from tying things up. Not even winning, just tying things up.
But if we get onto another map, I mean, that's going to take a lot of fortitude. Both these players have access to that.
It's going to test your mettle for sure, test your stamina, your composure, everything it means to be a competitive player.
There's that Mega already. That's a little bit of armor to be a bit healthier from those rails, but...
Oh, DaHanG though, away up from the launch pad, no armor. for rapha, taking a lot of damage here. One more shot.
Oh, here comes DaHanG, going in for the assassination. Goes forward, catches him off guard. The reappearance to LG, DaHanG's back in this.
From the shadows, indeed, DaHanG managing to take out that Sorlag. Champion that did so much work for rapha in that last round, but no longer here. 2 champions left to go for rapha.
And actually getting the rocket launcher from the corpse of his ally means he's going to get a little bit of extra rockets. Doesn't really have the chance to use it too much because rapha with the chase down. And it's 2 champions left each.
Shades, I mean, shades of map 1 rearing its ugly head now. 1 minute in, a frag on either side. No longer are we playing slow and careful. We are going for the fights whenever we can.
It's very similar to what we saw in that first map, 100%.
Still though, when you go in for that sort of game plan, you see just how dangerous it can be, how quickly it can all go to pot. Still though, rapha being careful to hang too. Listening out, he knows rapha's nearby.
There's the jump pad. Immediately into Plasma Trail, actually just trying. Oh no, fumbles his jump, can't quite get the rail. And now has to do a little bit of self-damage. If he has a fight against rapha now and there's going to be a little bit of HP in it, may have regretted missing that jump.
Still though, the goal was to get the rail. We see that it is like the star weapon for DaHanG so far. And rapha actually, as a matter of fact, is just hitting these clutch rails. You kind of need as many access to rail as you can.
It's definitely been the star weapon for both these players. It's been what has been allowing them, if they're ahead, it lets them stay ahead. If they're behind, it can start comebacks because it's just how efficient their ability to combo into it from other weapons has been.
Plasma trailers pop though.
Oh, DaHanG still in big trouble, but rapha weak himself.
DaHanG still alive though, 40 HP, has to be careful though, still prone to being railed. But rapha, I don't think he's quite got line of sight yet.
Damage deal.
Oh, just got one of those nails. Definitely could have been significantly worse if more of those connected.
Still, I like the option though, DaHanG just trying to do what he can to stop rapha from coming in to undo the armor progress. rapha sticking out a lot of nails here.
He's going head
LG.
first. DaHanG's dedicating. Here comes the Ghost Walk. Yeah, they're just going to go back and forth. rapha just trying to get out of that situation. Can't take the risk, especially when this is elimination point.
I mean, rapha did say himself, he always leaves himself an escape route, and if he needs to take it, he will, and that's what we saw.
Definitely a good idea in this situation when you are indeed match point down.
I mean, one scary thing about Slash, though, just listen out for it. When she's crouching, silence. Just a complete lack of noise.
Oh!
But with how far she's moving, she can really surprise you.
Yeah, rapha's in big trouble after that rail connects. One more rocket. Looks like he's going to get it. There comes the Ghost Walk. Can DaHanG catch him as he reappears? Unlikely.
I mean, DaHanG was full on health and armor there. Unlikely for rapha to try and finish him off. rapha's going to be able to get away again. This Ghost Walk has been saving him over and over and over again, and already trying to lower the cooldown as much as he can.
He's been unbelievably slippery, but he's not going to have Ghost Walk now. DaHanG, he's going in for the kill. Standing on the health, maybe, but it's not going to be enough. Here we go. Final champion. Is rapha going to be eliminated from the Quake World Championship right now?
This could be the most important single life rapha has had in this game so far. He desperately needs to take out DaHanG Slash and his Ranger now, but still, we can see the time limit. 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go. DaHanG, the time is currently on his side.
Yeah, the timer is not rapha's friend right now. He's got to make something happen. He's going to be well aware of that. He's going in for the kill for the LG, picks up a couple of small health and survives with fantastic health remaining. That was a good exchange for rapha so far.
That rail, that missed rail, and another one that could have been huge for DaHanG, but he misses 2 of them. rapha, is he going to go in for the kills? Is he going to try and get away? No, he goes for the heavy armor. DaHanG now very low on health.
Ops to take a week in DaHanG as a chance to take that heavy armor, and now with 1 minute remaining, this is 1 minute, 50 seconds left on the clock. rapha has to get a kill, and he has to get it now.
DaHanG, though, we can see he isn't going to have Plasma Trail for a while now, but he's being careful here. 45 seconds left to go. So tense. One frag could change everything.
And with the damage that you can output, it can happen at any moment. 30 seconds left.
Plasma Trail back up and running too. Every second that ticks by is going to get more difficult for rapha. Getting the heavy armor, he has the health and armor, but can he catch DaHanG on the slippery champion?
I mean, that's just what DaHanG's done an amazing job of so far.
He's trying to keep the distance. DaHanG is playing for the clock. You can see he's being as careful as possible. rapha looking desperately to find him.
10 seconds left. I mean, at this point, he is very much running out of time to hang. He is seconds away from eliminating the Quake World Champion. 5 seconds on the clock. At this point, I don't think it's possible. It's going to be a timeout, and there we go. DaHanG manages to pull off an upset and take out rapha from the tournament.
Such a good showing of game knowledge and accuracy. Both of these players played so well, but DaHanG just using that clock to his advantage at the very end and moving on in this bracket. Congratulations to him. We'll see him advance. Obviously, give it up for rapha, getting so far in this championship today. This will not be the last we'll see of him in Quake Champions.
Oh,
I have no doubt.
I have no doubt we will be seeing Rapha again. He's been playing out of his mind, but today DaHanG just has been on point, and we can expect way better things from him later on in this tournament, no doubt.